guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're bringing you a recipe video. We always get a lot of questions to ask if our donuts are fried or baked, so thought we'd show you how we make them. Here's the equipment you'll need for the recipe. You don't need anything special like a stand mixer, just a bowl and whisk is fine. And if you haven't already got a donut tin, then we purchased ours from Amazon. I'll pop a link in the description box. To start, preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius. We're then going to weigh out our dry ingredients into a large bowl. Here we have 125 grams of plain flour. In the same bowl, we're then adding 20 grams of cocoa powder. Next, we're adding 75 grams of caster sugar. And then lastly, to those dry ingredients, we're adding a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we've weighed out all of our dry ingredients, it's time to start on our wet. Begin by weighing out 20 grams of baking butter. This needs to be melted, so pop it in the microwave for a few seconds and then set it aside to cool. We can now add the rest of our wet ingredients directly to our dry. Give the dry ingredients from earlier a bit of a stir if you haven't already. So for our liquids, we're starting off with 115 grams of semi-skimmed milk. Then we're going to add 1 large egg. Next, we're adding our melted butter from earlier. And then the last ingredient that we use is 20 grams of vegetable oil. Now that all of our ingredients are added, we can give them a really good mix together with a whisk. This part of the process usually takes a couple of minutes to make sure it's all combined nicely. Make sure you also scrape down the sides to avoid any lumps of unmixed ingredients. So this is what the consistency of your combined batter should look like. As you can see, it's quite thick, but it should still be fairly runny. It's a lot easier to get the mixture into the donut molds by putting it into a piping bag first. This gives you a lot more control of how much you're putting into each section and also avoids any mess on the tin. One thing I've actually forgotten to film but is super important is to make sure that you grease your tins first. I usually use a little bit of oil or butter around the tin first before adding any mixture. Start off with filling each donut about 3/4 the way full with mixture, just to make sure you have enough in each and that they're all even. Then you can spread the remaining mixture between them. Personally, I like to make 6 thick donuts with this recipe. However, you could easily make 8 or 9 thinner donuts if that's what you prefer. If you're making 6 donuts like us, leave a couple of centimetres gap from the top of the donut tin, as they will rise in the oven. Pop them in a preheated oven for around 14 to 16 minutes. Once they come out of the oven, always leave them to cool slightly in the tin for around 5 minutes. This makes them firmer and easier to remove. Once you have removed them from the tin, pop them on a cooling rack to finish cooling completely. So this is what the cooled donuts look like. As you can see, it's super spongy and light. Lastly, I'm going to show you how we top them. So we always top ours with chocolate. Sometimes I use milk chocolate like today. Other times, if I'm colouring my donuts to match a cake or a treat box, I might use white chocolate so I can add colouring. Dunk each donut into the chocolate so it goes about halfway up. Shake or tap it slightly to remove any air bubbles, and this will help achieve a smooth finish. So this is the finished result. We hope you liked this video. We've put the full recipe on the next screen. Be sure to let us know in the comments if you give it a try, and let us know what else you'd like to see from us. Thanks for watching.